I believe that everybody has a higher and lower self. And it's this metaphorical devil and angel that we see depicted in cartoons and movies and stuff, whispering on either side of your ear. You know, you have your higher self, that's the angel, that knows how to honor you, how to honor others, who basically just has a moral compass and is guided by integrity and love. And then there's a lower self, and some people call it the ego self, you know. It's the part of you that wants to be right, the part of you that wants to control things, the part of you that doesn't really care about other people, really just wants what you want when you want it. And we are all guided by these two parts of ourselves. In every moment we have options to listen to either one or the other. And some of us have been so entrenched in our ego self and our lower self that we're not even in touch with our higher self. We don't even recognize it as a guiding force in our life. But the closer we get into alignment with ourselves, the more we love ourselves and the more in tune with our intuition and our higher version that we become, the louder that voice is going to get, and the harder it's going to be to listen to the lower version of yourself. The more easily you're going to be able to differentiate between the two, and in yourself and also in others. So practice, maybe through meditation, maybe there's just through mindfulness throughout the day, as you witness your mind. Who's whispering in your ear? Is it your higher self or your lower self? And also, more importantly, who are you listening to? Because that version of you is essentially in the driver's seat of life. And if it's the lower self, the lower part of you, so many of us are driven by our lower selves. And it doesn't mean we have to be bad people. You know, we could just be abusing ourselves. We could be treating ourselves wrong. It doesn't necessarily have to mean that you're treating others wrong as well. But generally speaking, if we're listening to our lower selves, we're not really honoring anyone, except for our ego, and whatever it demands in the moment. And these are the people who, you know, freak out when they're upset and just kind of say whatever comes to mind, just horrible stuff, just to hurt people, just to deflect, you know. And I mean, we've all been that person, whether we were teenagers or maybe not all of us, but we've all lost control and lost our temper, and it's totally understandable. It's human nature. But to be aware of who's in the driver's seat is so important. And just remembering that there is a higher version of you constantly trying to get your attention, trying to guide you. For those of you who are atheists or don't believe in God, just think of it as your higher self. It doesn't have to be a higher power outside of you. It's the devil and angel on your shoulder. It's just the two parts of yourself that are kind of at war with each other. And so often we're torn. We know which voice we're hearing, but we don't really want to listen because it's inconvenient. Most of the time, the higher version of ourselves demands it's a harder road. You know, it takes courage to listen to that part of ourselves, almost always. And it's easy to stay stuck in your lower self because it's the easy route. It's the easy route. And most of us take the easy route, unfortunately. But it's a nice way to identify in your mind what the dynamic is and how to approach it going forward, especially when you're dealing with really intense situations regarding like relationships. It's a really important time to tune in with yourself and really ask the questions: who is in the driver's seat right now? Is it my higher self or my lower self? And be honest. Be honest. Even if you don't change what you're doing, at least you know what you're doing and why. It's such a huge part of being able to level up. If you want to level up and reach a higher version of yourself in your life and reach your potential, this is an imperative part of it.